It is Friday. Right, Lily? It's Friday.
Saturday Eve.
There you go. Saturday Eve. Damn it. That's what I'm talking about. Let me get it together over here. Okay. Gonna be shaking the table and shit. Welcome, everybody. It is Friday on the block. You know who we are. Okay. And if you want to know more about us, our names are on the board. Follow us on all social media platforms. Okay. Whoa. Incoming still reactions to Katt Williams' explosive interview at the Shay. What is it? The Lounger Club. What is it? Lounger Club.
Is it Club Shay?
Oh, there you go. Club Shay. There you go. Club Shay. Unless you've been under a rock or in a coma, Katt Williams set the world ablaze. And when I say the world, I spoke to my friend today in the UK. He called me with his accent, and he was watching Club Shay and talking to me about it and asked me how's the vibe in the United States with this whole thing? Is it really as big as everyone is saying? So yes, this is global, y'all. This is global. Very, very interesting. The reactions are still coming in from everybody who Katt Williams took a sniper shot at. Okay. All right. I can't even say a sniper shot. The shit was like, you know what I'm saying? That's how he came out. Explosive interview, very enjoyable, very enlightening, very incendiary. And people are still reacting to it, specifically the people that he targeted. And here we go. So Michael Blackson responded. Ice Cube responded. Steve Harvey has not responded yet. Gary Owens responded. So listen, the responses are still coming in. Ludacris responded indirectly. Okay. And what's also very interesting about the fallout of this interview is how the comedians are choosing to respond is also very interesting. Ricky Smiley responded, he's playing chess. He made it sound like he has no beef with Katt Williams. He was just trying to feed his family while wearing the dress, right? Because Katt Williams went after all the comics who wore dresses, which is tonight's subject. Are Black men held to a standard of masculinity that's unfair, right? Because comics are constantly getting attacked if they're Black and they wear a dress in a film or in a series. So we're going to talk about that tonight. We're going to talk about some of these reactions that came in. Like I said, it's interesting to see how some of them are responding. I am curious to see who's going to play chess and who's going to play checkers. I think Ricky Smiley is playing chess. Kevin Hart is being his obnoxious little self and throwing in his self promo as he responds. Gary Owens staying very political, as he should, because he's the white man in this situation. So, he's going to walk on his little eggshells. He ain't going to say too much, right? Because it's because of Black people that he even works in this business. Gary Owens is a white guy who's Black famous. Ludacris, very interesting. I think chess, not checkers. He did a freestyle, and the last line in the freestyle was, "Comics, check your temperature." I don't know what the fuck that means. I don't speak rap. So
but
maybe
I was happy he responded artistically.
He did respond artistically. He kind of gave himself accolades and credited himself in the freestyle. I'm this, I'm that, and the third. I did like the 10, Fast and Furiouses. I walked out the club with bitches only, but now I'm married. I got kids. So he basically, Ludacris, Katt Williams inspired him to spit in a freestyle his bio and his fucking resume. And that's how you know you affected somebody, right? Because we've seen it here, arguments on the block or on Facebook. What's the first thing people do, right? Hey, I work at this. I got this degree. I did, right? Because they feel like, oh shit, I'm losing. Let me throw my bio and my resume out there and maybe that'll change, right? The opinion of this person, the opinion this person has of me, maybe it'll change if they find out I have a PhD, right? That's basically what Ludacris did. You okay, Haran, over there? You all right?
A little bit.
Okay. You need what you need? What you need? How can we help?
Maybe about 5,000 pounds.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can't help you with that. So
could be a person right here with a gun. It could be somebody right here.
5,000 pounds. I'm like, I can't. I can come through with my 120 pounds. I'm 120 pounds. You know what I mean? Wet me, put some quarters in my pocket. I may make it up to 130 pounds. I'm 120.
Oh, I love y'all too, man.
Okay. So Michael Blackson responded, he's playing checkers. I thought what he said was ridiculous, and he got dragged appropriately in his own comment section. Michael Blackson, here's what's silly, right? Here's what's silly, and then I'll pass the mic. I saw Faison Love also being very, very silly. And what I mean by that is, here's the thing. I say it over and over again. You must respect the rank. You must respect the rank, right? That is what a fucking man does. You respect the rank, okay? Not the man, but the rank, because you know what it took to get there, to achieve that. So what these dudes are doing, right, are acting like a bunch of flunkies who don't know, all right, that Katt Williams deserves, all right, all the fucking accolades and credit. Not only is he a great comedian, let's put the artistic, the artistry aside, he's a fucking child genius. Okay, he's a fucking, he's a fucking child. We're not talking about a normal human being here. The man is brilliant, okay? Decided one day woke up one day, yawned and said, I want to be a comedian. I'm just going to go study some comedians and be a comedian, and became one of the best. Okay.
And that's our job.
Right. He really does have one of those minds that'll wake up and be like, I'm going to be a doctor. I'm going to study to be a doctor. He really is that brilliant, no cap. So Michael Blackson, I do want to look at his reaction. And I'm watching. Listen, the world's watching to see these reactions. And these reactions, in my opinion, are really going to, you know what I mean, are really going to show what kind of men these are, right? And that is what Katt Williams is pushing these guys to do now. Let's see what you're made of. And some of them I think are passing, and some of them I think are failing. So what Michael Blackson said in the clapback, he says, Katt Williams is a very smart midget nigga. He took shots at the top 10 comedians alive today, so we can all respond and make him relevant again. This is where we get silly, right? Katt Williams has never not been relevant, right? That's like somebody being mad at Beyonce and it's like she talking about me to be relevant. Some people he's managed to be relevant in a business where it's very easy to be forgotten for it spans a couple decades, right? So I think Michael Blackson, that's checkers, right? Ricky Smiley, that's chess, right? Ice Cube also responded. I thought that was chess as well, although I think there was a part where he was being a tad disingenuous. Everybody's waiting on the big dog, Steve Harvey, to respond. He has not responded. I'll pass the mic before we get into Black men and masculinity. Oh, I'll keep talking if y'all got
go. I'll go.
I can tell.
I'm just always waiting, just waiting to see if someone
get in there, Dario, and get in there.
I agree that the best it's for Smiley, the best thing he did was exactly what he did, because there is really no, if you engage, there's really no winning, because if you engage and try to defend, and then Katt Williams comes back and says no, you know, all I could say is, I mean, I thought that was anybody that who's the other guy that you said is playing checkers, the other comedian,
Michael Blackson.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that sound, you know, that just sounds
Ludacris also. Ludacris, I thought he played chess.
Yeah, you said Ludacris played chess, but yeah, it definitely there's a way to do it. And for as far as Steve Harvey goes, I think because of the masses out there, right? The masses out there think that he's up there, right? So we digging down deep, you know that Katt Williams, I mean, is a better comedian. We've seen the things he was talking about. He's very interesting, but Harvey has the mass appeal audience because he's on Family Feud. He's on, so really his best out is not to say a word, because you know, it's almost like he can play it like, that's chess for me, is not say a word, because if he does, then he's in the not like the general the white population, will think he's digging down, in the dirt. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
I feel like that's the route he wants to take. I feel like that's the route he's trying to take. Now, whether or not the public allows him to do so is a whole nother story.
Because what I'm saying is like, there's a difference between what the people that are following it closely want to see, and then just the casual person. Oh, Katt Williams attacked. And then if you go, you know what I mean? And one more thing I want to say about Katt Williams, what you were saying, that I think why he's so brilliant as well, is he's very versatile. He was talking about it. He can go into a church and do a set. He go to, if he's in a somewhere in Idaho, and there's he can do that. He can do a mixed crowd. Anyway, that's just sidebar. But yeah, as far as Steve Harvey, I think his best out is probably not to say a word.
And good.
Oh, all right.
Go ahead, Lily.
So I was going to say that. Oh, I think there's a delay.
On my end?
Yeah.
There's a delay on my end?
Kelly.
Yeah. So I was going to say this. There was a lot of comedians that were hit, right?
Mm.
No one responded with anything funny. Like, no one responded artistically, right? Because if I am a comedian and I know I'm this shit, I'm going to respond artistically with my art, hoping you're going to respond back. But they know they couldn't do that. They knew they couldn't.
Okay, so I think Michael Blackson attempted to by calling him a midget, like using schoolyard, like, sir, you are a comic. You should be I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I got bigger balls than these guys, because I'm like, I would have at least I was like, oh, you want to play with me? I could roast, bitch. Like, I would have at least tried to come back artistically. You are a comedian. He is a comedian. And all you had to come back with was midget, nigga.
Low hanging fruit, like that. Like calling someone, like at this stage, calling someone a midget or gay or fat is so lame. Like, it just really makes you look unintelligent. Like you can't come up with a good read. Like, those are just the most lame, tired, just laying around type. They're not even reads. I don't even know what to call them at this point. It's lazy.
Right.
I wasn't too shocked. I mean, they're not funny. They're not comedians. They're not artists. This is what happens when you put motherfuckers in a room with a real fucking contender. They get exposed. So, yeah, of course you're going to go in your little corner with your little fourth grade jokes and your little, oh, you're a doo-doo head. Like, of course you're going to do some shit like that. You're outclassed. You're way out your fucking skis. I'm like, what the fuck was, like I said, the fact that Michael Blackson still has a career or somewhat of something that resembles a career. This motherfucker rode that mother sucker shit like for 20 plus years and is still to some degree relevant, is absolutely indicative of where the bar is in our culture.
So speaking of, because I love exposing the bullshit of the industry here. You guys know I did it the other day with James Oko, and Whitney never said she did drugs, right? I love doing this. So on the coattails of what you said, how does he still have a career? I keep saying that a lot of these celebrities have fake followings.
Yes.
They're fake. The followings are fake. And I'm talking about from the top to the bottom. Kim Kardashian, oh, dude, she has 100 million followers. These motherfuckers are faking. Of course, they're billionaires. Of course, she has a large following. However, they increase, okay, the image that they have, because it's kind of like a halo effect. If you think that person has 300 million people worldwide following them, you're inclined to follow them. Why? Because you want to be adjacent to superstardom. You want to be adjacent to power, right? So I did a little bit of research. I went to Michael Blackson's page, and I want to show you guys something, okay? And this is what I'm talking about, that the average human being is so easily bamboozled, right? So I was like, let's just take a gander. Yeah, let's take a gander here.
I used to use that trick when I used to work at this coffee shop. I would walk into on my shift and take go take a $10 bill and then get change and put $5 in the tip jar, and it worked every single time. Because people want to be associated with stuff, and I know people are followers, so it worked every single time.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right, here's Michael Blackson's page, yeah? Instagram. Here we are on Instagram. I'm going to show you something. And this is a very simple, very simple, right? Okay, Michael Blackson. Where are you, dude? Doo-doo head. You're a doo-doo head.
Paid for his check.
Okay, so look, Michael Blackson, 5.9 million followers. 5.9 million followers. 5 million followers is a lot of people. Think about that. 5 million followers, right? Now let's scroll down to the last time he announced he was going to make an appearance. Now we're talking about a man with 5 million followers. 5 million followers. This was his last announcement that he was going to be somewhere public. Okay?
Oh my God, I already see it.
Okay, he has 1,000 likes on it and 23 comments. Listen to what I just said. Someone who has 5 million followers got 1,000 likes and 23 comments on the last time he announced he was going to be somewhere in public. Now let's scroll up to him responding.
Can you say that 5 million in quotation marks to make it more accurate?
5 million. So now let's scroll up to him responding to Katt Williams. Look at this shit. Okay. Look at this shit. 32,000 likes and 5,000 comments. 32,000 likes and 5,000 comments. Okay. I'm looking at this like a lot of these people that Katt Williams mentioned, they owe him some fucking money. They owe him some money because nobody was going over there to their fucking Instagram pages. And some of them, right? Ludacris still has the Fast and Furious franchise, so people are always going to be on his ass because of that. But it goes to show that all of this is smoke and mirrors. You have 5 million followers and you're getting the same amount of likes as I do on a reel. The math ain't mathin'. The math ain't mathin'. And a lot of these celebrities do that.
I mean, Ludacris's role on Fast and Furious, I mean, this isn't something that Daniel Day-Lewis turned down. You know what I mean? You know, he's the black comic relief on there. He's the Heckle to Tyrese's Jekyll. Okay? Them two crows, Heckle and Jekyll. That's what those two motherfuckers are on the Fast and the Furious, you know, some Amos and Andy shit. So for him or Tyrese to behave as if they're some sort of critically acclaimed thespians is always laughable to me. No, you hitched a ride on a franchise that has gone way past its expiration date, which is, you know what I mean, whatever, you know, it makes money. I'm not a hater, you know what I mean? But again,
no, it's $1 billion. We can't take anything away from Fast and Furious.
Absolutely.
And I don't like the role that Tyrese
but
and
again,
Chris
Frank, the $1 billion franchise.
Yeah, and it keeps them worldwide.
Absolutely.
Okay, it keeps them worldwide versus Michael Blackson, who's still pretending to be fresh off the Africa boat.
I've never watched 30 seconds of him until today.
I can't imagine telling a chick like, yeah, babe, I got front row tickets to go see Michael Blackson. Like, I can't imagine. Like, is that supposed to wet up the box? Like, that's a good aphrodisiac. We about to go see Michael Blackson. I just can't. I can't imagine it.
I mean, I agree that they probably owe Katt Williams a little homage because there's about half of those guys I don't even know who they are, and he's one of them. Yeah, you know, I'm talking about now. I get it if you're into certain movies and you recognize people, you know, especially maybe in the black community, you might recognize them more than me. There's white guys I don't recognize, but I certainly know who Katt Williams is. You know, I know who Steve Harvey is. I know who Chris Tucker is. You know, I know those guys, but him, I had no idea who he was. And there's probably a couple other names he threw in there that I would be like, I don't know who these guys are.
Okay, so let me really quickly, before I pull up Ludacris's response, hit the like for me. Thank you. Hi, lurkers. Hey, babies. Good to see you here again. Hit that like for me. Also, hit that Cash App for me if you want to support the show. Help me keep those street lights on. Thank you to everyone who Cash Apps me catching the replay. The Cash App is scrolling on the bottom. It's also on the block with Jen. Or you can super chat me and let's get into it. Now, I want to pull up Ludacris's which I'm sure has a lot of spins on it as well. I want to put a Ludacris's kind of response, right? Which is basically, I'm just going to talk about how important and relevant I am. And then the last line will be something about a comic. So he did it roundabout. You know, still chess to me. I think it was good. He wasn't in his emotions like, yeah, you know, but so still good. Still good. Is it a song that I would run out and buy? No. But
let me think. I think it because I like none of the responses, but I will have to give it to him because I think I'm because of the artistic part. I was, even though I don't like the art that he chose, I just like that A for effort because you know my standards are lower these days. Okay, I have to like find something.
Fair enough. Haran, no saint. Have you seen Ludacris's response yet? Oh, you saw it. Okay, so let's play. Let's play it for the people. I was kind of like hoping he'd come back a little harder because as human beings, we like competition.
Right.
We like the fisticuffs. That's why we love boxing. It was all right. And plus, I hate when people respond and they're vague. I don't want to have to decipher what you meant by that. I want you to say it with your chest, especially because Katt Williams dragged everybody with his chest. I mean, names, situations, dates, children. He was naming everybody, calling people's wives whores. Like he went in, calling people's wives funny face. Like he went in. So the subliminals are cute. They're cute. However, we like competition, right? That is how we are. We are savages and we'd sit in an arena. To this day, we hate the Romans and Caesar and all of that. We'd fucking sit there, okay? We love us some murder porn and all of us. We're all guilty. Guilty. Okay.
The competition is good in art.
So here's what Ludacris had to say. I guess we can. And then afterwards, maybe you guys can explain what he meant by the last line. Okay. All right. Here we go.
Heavy on my heart is always on my mind. Like Snoop's cannabis shredder, I'm always on my grind. They throwing shade because niggas could never take my shine. I bring my watch collection on my jet. Let me take my time. Like fine wine, I'm aging like Benjamin. Top 5, I'm worth mentioning. Bring me rappers, I'm lynching them. See the pendulum swing, Jesus with diamond thorns. Ludacris, swaddled in Gucci linens when I was born. Never been Illuminati, only Illuminati. And I only left with bitches when coming from any party. Now I'm married with kids, the evolution of life. Never been a clout chaser, never say shit for likes. R.I.P. John Singleton. You never have to flex when you earn every one of your Fast and Furious checks. Afro with the sideburns. Yeah, that's my signature. Addictions on the rise. Comedians check your temperature. Whatever's heavy on.
Somebody want to help me with that? Comedians check your temperature. What do we mean? What are we meaning by this? And I speak street. I'm just saying, I don't know what that meant. Comedians check your temperature. Like, what is that? Help me out.
I just want to say one thing. He's obviously very much affected by what was said because that was classic black male peacocking. The nigga showed up with the jewels. He's got the heavy
not the jewels, the jewels.
Jewels.
That's the good ones. That's the
good ones. He made sure the baby mama got the joints in the safe. Pulled them joints out, threw it on. Got the fresh cut. Mm-hmm. Got the diamonds in the ears, got the $1 million, $1 trillion music equipment behind them. It was all peacocking. Like, nigga, you could have did that shit and beat the fucking table and said that rap shit you know what I mean, in your fucking living room. But you had to do that because you had to show him and maintain and show the world that at the end of the day, I'm still rich, regardless of what this man said. You know, I get it. You know, it's the same thing that you see with all these guys with black men. When black men get hurt, a lot of times niggas will flat out say, but I'm still paid though. How many times dudes do that? I still got money though. I still got bread. So the whole
wait, in the defense, I think men peacock in general, because remember when I argued with that little man bitch Adam Sosnick over on Access Vegas and he couldn't take me, his retort was he's rich though. When he leaves, he's rich, right? So I think men peacock when they have
extra, though. Brothers do it real extra. Brothers do it real extra. They'll literally pull out a stack of money. Like who carries around a fucking stack of fucking money? Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Brothers really over fucking do it. But to your point, yes, men do that. You know what I mean? But again, that whole comedians check your temperature shit. When I heard it, I was like, first of all, I was like, this shit is whack. You know what I mean? Again, God bless him. He got, if there is one, he caught a wave that really kept him relevant and fun. You know, it's real funny how a lot of these dudes love to use the word relevant when it's like, you one news cycle away from not being relevant, my nigga. Like, after Fast and Furious is over, what's going to happen to you?
Right, because I haven't seen Luda in years because I haven't watched Fast and Furious.
Like, ain't nobody streaming you like that.
No, I haven't seen him in years.
Popping out here like that.
No, Saint, what were you going to say?
No, I was just going to say, I kind of agree with Jen. I think as far as like, listen, maybe brothers do it flashier, but Donald Trump talks about how much money he has, and people think, and he over exaggerates to his detriment. But what I was going to say to that is that, you know, that's we had this conversation, I think last week, talking about rappers and Eminem, and people were, and we had a guy up here saying, oh, he wins because he makes the most money. But when you make the most money, it doesn't mean you're the best. It doesn't mean you're the smartest. It means you were in the right place. You may have been prepared, right place, right time, and people, the masses like your stuff. But that doesn't mean you're the most talented, because we have a graveyard full of artists that didn't make a dime and world famous at this point. You know what I mean? So I hate to see that. I hate when people, and Ludacris did a good job of saying how much money he has and all that, as if that, you know, as if that puts him above Katt Williams somehow, you know, and his talent.
That's true.
Yeah, I thought it was, I think it's silly. It's shit that, there are two things that are hilarious to me that people try to weaponize, right? Age and money. The reason why age is because age isn't exclusive to her or to him. Everybody's going to get old if your body allows you to, and everybody's going to die, right? So it's a little silly to make fun of somebody's age, one, when they look better than you, and two, when you're aging as well. It's a little silly. Now, if you were a human being that was never going to age, then it's like you can make fun of people because it's like, haha, I'm never going to age. Second thing is money. The reason why is because they will always, I don't care if you're Donald Trump, there will always be someone who's going to pull up next to you that's going to make your money look yay big. And always. Okay. You got Trump acting like he got money. Then the Rothschilds pull up. Then after the Rothschilds pull up, the Arabs from Dubai pull up. You understand what I'm saying? So there's always somebody with more money. So it's like, who is Ludacris flexing on? The average Joe, like me and you? Because he can't be flexing on the other comedians. He can't be flexing on Katt, because Katt got money to wipe his ass with. So what was the point exactly? You got money. I'm sure Katt can pull out the same amount of jewelry. I'm sure he can get he can get yo bitch if she wasn't married to you and she was in a club. Okay? He can get yo bitch. So that I didn't really understand. Like, I thought he was going to come harder. Fine. Hit us with the freestyle, but spit some shit. I know we got some hip hop heads in the chat lurking and on the panel. Can someone please decipher for me? Comedians, check your temperature. Can
Somebody
somebody
did.
help me out?
Somebody
But when
did.
someone
Somebody
says check
did.
your temperature,
What did
Somebody
they
did.
Pardon?
Yeah, somebody did. Who was it? Hold on, let me find it. Let's
I
move
really
on.
Adam, I already dragged Adam and those racist fucks over there. Try to keep up, bro. You stay trying to get me on the gotcha game. It never works, bro.
I'm looking. I really want to know what does that mean? Somebody said
He said, God, oh my God, I gotta find it.
Actually, and a lot of, and to address something, a lot of people say that Hollywood is over. No, Hollywood isn't over. A lot of you just replace actors with politicians. You still suck the dick of motherfuckers who actually are in the fucking cameras. You just traded Denzel for Donald Trump, motherfucker. That's all it was. You still love an actor.
Wait, all right. Adam Hearn said temperature check is an old slang. What does it mean? I'm speaking English here, people.
What do you mean check
Right.
your temperature? Like if someone says I'm checking the temperature of the room, you basically saying what's good? Like what's the problem? Is there an issue? You know, comedians check your temperature, or essentially you're basically telling the dude check himself.
Yeah.
The person said something different. They said,
it doesn't sound.
I found it. Says what I got from the lyrics was he said he was on the rise. Check your temperature to see if you're still hot like him.
That's what I was gonna say. Something to the fact that check your temperature like you ain't that hot, maybe, or you're not, that's kind of just off the cuff.
Obviously, we sitting here trying to figure it out. It wasn't a good punchline. It wasn't a good punchline.
Comedians check
here and figure
he
did
do plural, so I don't know.
No. Comedians check your temperature. Like, what does that mean? Because you're not a comedian, Ludacris. Like, maybe just to send it back to make a reference to Katt Williams because he's a comedian. Like comedians check your temperature. Like you're not. This is why
motherfuckers need to take the Tupac route sometimes. That's why I fuck your bitch, you fat motherfucker. Everybody knew what the fuck he was talking
about. First off, fuck your bitch in the quick plane.
You gotta go the Tupac route or the 50 Cent route. You know what I'm saying? So that it's clear. Because clearly he wasn't clever enough to pull that off.
Yeah, I think if you're going to find metaphors and now, I just think if you were going to come with rap, if that was going to be your choice of weapon, right? Choose your weapon, player. If you were going to choose rap, he should have hit him. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't be sitting here like, which check your temperature is he talking about? Because I know I'm very much aware of the, check your temperature, bitch. Right, I know that one. But the way he did it, comedian, check your temperature, looked like something else. It looked like he was trying to say you cold now or you hot or you're not hot. What does it mean? Because I know the other one. I know the check your temperature, bitch. I don't know comedian check your temperature.
Right, the context. And it looks so corny. I'm sorry, it looked cringe. I got secondhand embarrassment because I'm like, does anyone understand? Because
somebody
looked very like.
I just didn't think the whole shit was hot. I was just like, what the fuck is he doing? I was like,
no, you know why it wasn't hot? You know why it wasn't hot? Because, a couple of reasons, but specifically because he could have pulled up any verse of any album he's on. He has said the same shit for fucking decades. He said nothing new. Ludacris, for real? You can afford a diamond chain? No, I would have never thunk it. For real? You get paid to be in Fast and Furious? No, I would have never thunk it. Like, that's all you came with? He diced your wife. He diced your sideburns. He diced your hairstyle. He diced your only relevant because you're on Fast and the Furious.
If I was his wife or sideburns, I would be upset about now. Like, this is the best you're gonna take up for me? Like, this is the best.
I'm still shocked that dudes still do that weird sideburn shit now. Like, we still doing that shit.
That's his signature. He said it. You heard him himself. He said it with his own words. He said that's his signature. Yeah, no, wah. Again, I'm still waiting for somebody to really clap back. And I know some comedians that could clap back, but he ain't mentioned them. So they have no reason to clap back. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, now I think Steve Harvey's going to clap back, but I think he's going to be strategic about it.
Okay.
I don't think that Steve Harvey, just my opinion, I don't think Starvey, let's call him Starvey. I don't think Starvey is going to choose the high road because we've seen him clap back for less. If they talk about his wife, he's barking on a live. If they talk about, oh, somebody tweeted, blah, 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 he's barking on a live. So you're going to get called out by Katt Williams. He called your wife a funny faced, light skinned chick. He's going to say he's the reason. Katt Williams was basically saying, I'm the reason you quit comedy. And you're not going to clap back at that. You clap back at everything else because he's not a high road comedian. He's not like he's not Beyonce. I'll never address haters.
In his mind, he thinks he is. Like in his mind, Steve really do think he the Beyonce of comedy. Like dead ass.
But he's always responded. Beyonce never responds.
Right. That's the irony of it, or the hypocrisy of it. It's like you in your mind think this, but you're not moving like Beyonce.
Yeah, I think Steve is somewhere, mulling over the situation, talking himself with that thick ass Southern bumpkin accent.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Trying to figure out what's the best course of action. You know what I mean? And whatever have you. Who knows? He might do some shit behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He seems like one of those people.
So, I feel like Katt Williams 10, opponent 0 so far. No one's really, what I mean? Ludacris no shit.
Like no one's response has garnered anything like that. People was like, "Ooh, well, hold up now." Ooh, it was nothing. And Sheldon, he said that Steve wore a high top, a lace front high top. Look, right? I told Jen yesterday, Steve's lace front high top was the first man weave I found out about. When someone told me, they was like, that's this is before the public was wearing man weaves. This is before they coined the term man weave. Because first of all, lace fronts in general, whether it's on a man or a woman, comes from the set, comes from movies. So it was somebody from set that was like, "You didn't know that?" I'm like, "Men wear lace fronts," and then about 2-3 years later, that's when I found out. Yeah, they like lace fronts too.
So Ice Cube responded about people being paid or not paid, or the budget of Friday, and the fact that Katt Williams said during the interview that the role that he played basically had a sexual assault component to the character that he was going to play, and he suggested that they take the sexual assault component out. So Ice Cube is denying that. Ice Cube is saying, we were never going to shoot a sexual assault scene. That's not even my style. If you watch my movies, that's not my style. I mean, there was a sexual assault in Players Club, but I left that to your imagination. I didn't show y'all that. So no, that's not my style. However, Katt Williams basically said that the character had a sexual assault component to it. Katt Williams never said that they were actually going to shoot a sexual assault scene. So I think Ice Cube was being disingenuous because maybe Katt Williams was making note of there was a sexual assault component to my character and I took it out. But Ice Cube gave him all the credit in the world for creating that character, for creating his wardrobe, for creating the hair, for rewriting basically the character. He gave him a lot of credit for that. He was just basically saying that, no, there was no sexual assault, because again, and this is a great segue for the main topic tonight, are Black men held to a masculine standard that's unfair? Katt Williams went after all the comedians and dragged them about wearing dresses. In the thumbnail, I want to show you, now that I know this guy's name, Brandon T. Jackson?
Yes.
Okay. Brandon T. Jackson.
I listened to his thing talking about Katt. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that too. So this is upper right corner. Is Brandon T. Jackson and Martin. Okay. Now that role Martin offered to Katt Williams. This is the role that Katt Williams said, you don't want me, get Brandon T. Jackson. And they literally went and got Brandon T. Jackson. That is him there holding the yellow dress. Then, he said something about Medea. Then there goes Ricky Smiley playing the old black lady. Bottom left is Dave Chappelle. The reason why I put Dave Chappelle there is because a lot of people say, Dave never wore a dress. Dave never wore a dress. Dave Chappelle indeed was in a dress for Robin Hood Men in Tights, I think the name of the movie was.
It was. I forgot that. Yep, he was.
Yeah, a lot of people forgot. But it's funny, people are like, Dave never wore a dress. He did wear a dress. So, to segue into this, Brandon T. Jackson, the guy that took the role, after Katt Williams declined, he took the role. He's in an interview now saying that Katt Williams was right many years ago because his life, Brandon T. Jackson said his life went to shit after he wore that dress in the movie. And then he added that if you look at it, Martin's life went to shit too. And he was in a dress, right? Now I call hella cap. I very much believe in energy, the secret, manifesting things. This is how sensitive people's brains are. Katt Williams put an ideal out on the universe, right? Black men shouldn't wear dresses. You swallowed that and held it inside. So now you think every mishap in your life, it has to do with that dress. And that's how easy it is. That's how easy it is to manipulate the human being. They do it with religion. They do it with superstition. They even do it with horoscopes. But I think you're a fucking idiot if you think your life went to shit because you wore a dress one time in a movie. I think you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah, for him particularly, it didn't go to shit because of the dress. Most likely went to shit because, well, he didn't really have any artistic scope outside of that movie. I don't think that guy's that particularly talented. You know what I mean? A lot of people need to really sit down and look at their abilities when they're not doing so well in their chosen professions and ask themselves, hey, are you really as good as you think you are? And most people will not be honest with themselves. They will not say, I need some work. I need to do this. We all need some work in the professions that we choose. And there's the biggest room is the room for improvement. Okay, no one steps into a profession or anything in life a virtuoso. They call it a virtuoso for a fucking reason.
Haran, I know I'm not Meryl Streep. Just give me my trilogy on Tubi. By the way, check out the Bad Girls.
It will be scored by me. Oh, absolutely. We're gonna get this Tubi money.
Okay,
we gonna get this Tubi money. I do not look down on that shit. Erica Mena got a whole franchise on that shit. I feel some kind of way about that. Anyway,
I feel way too.
No, listen, she's walking so I could run. Okay,
Right.
check me out on Tubi. The Bag Girls 2. I play Solera Castillo, Colombian drug lord. Go see if I get naked or killed. Get on over to Tubi.
I told you I walked in the building today, and my neighbor, I'm walking in the building. I hear, "Hey, Lily, tell Jen I saw Bad Girls too."
That's what I was talking about.
Way up there. I was like, okay.
I agree with Haran. And Jen, I agree with you. Like, people want to blame certain things on, they're blaming it on because they put on a dress. When, let's just name a few people. Dustin Hoffman put on a dress. Eddie Murphy put on a dress.
Jared Leto played a transgender woman.
Jamie Foxx put on a dress.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Hanks
put on a dress.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's other people that put on dresses that don't do so well. But Haran's absolutely right. It has nothing to do with the dress. It has to do with the talent and what they can use you with and your versatility. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As black men aren't even allowed to be children half the time.
Ouch, tear, Haran.
We're expected to be like, even as young boys, you know what I mean? If you're a little 4-year-old or 5-year-old boy and you hurt yourself, what's the first thing motherfuckers tell you? Stop crying. Stop crying. Your boy, stop crying. Little 5-year-old motherfucker, and something falls on him. You know what I mean? He's supposed to just take it like a man. This motherfucker can barely walk. You know what I mean? But there is intense pressure for black men, and yes, even Latin men, to be, just hyper masculine at a very young age. I mean, even in the courtroom, We're not tried in the same manner as young white boys up the same age. We're seen as different.
I will say that Black men have it even worse than Latin men, way worse. And this is why, from my observation. You guys can argue, but you can't tell me what I saw in my Latin household. With Black men, whether they have two parents or the mama, you getting kicked in the back to man up. In the Latin community, even if the father is really harsh, the mother is coddling the fuck out of him. I'm talking about as soon as the daddy whoops his ass and walks out that door, oh, she's coddling. He could be 16. She'll be coddling him like he is a baby. So Latin men still have that balance of, like, you know, coddling and comfort and, you know what I mean, sympathy and empathy
and shit like that. Like,
where it's Black men, when it's a single mother raising him or he got that father in the house, it's fucking rough. He has to man up very quickly. So it's even worse, right? And then I notice as adults, adult Black males do it to other adult Black males. Now, let's play devil's advocate with this Katt Williams thing. He went hard on Black men that are just doing their job. They're comedians. And I think Black men, or any man in a dress for a series or a film, I really do think that the point is missed, that it's really a caricature and making fun of a woman versus emasculating a man, that man in the dress. Follow me, okay? I think it's making fun of women. I think it's making fun of us versus let's put this man in a dress. Now, that's not to say that there's not an agenda. And sometimes I think what people call agenda is just not so much an agenda per se, but the way Black men are looked at by white society. Like, you're a boy, you know what I mean? You're not important. Since the plantation, you're a boy. So I don't know if it's an agenda as much as it is they look at Black people as entertainment and entertainment only. Doesn't matter how big a man is. It could be Terry Crews, but if he's dancing, you know what I mean? He reinforces that no matter how big and strong you are, you're still the fucking clown. You're still the court jester. Now, whose fault is that? Terry Crews wasn't in a dress, but it's cringe to me when he's like, right? I think that's a
barbells and shit like
that. Oh, you didn't see him in the Cheerio commercial? In the Honey Nut Cheerio commercial?
Jesus Christ.
Okay. I think, to me, that's a worse. I'm sorry. I think that's worse to me than a comedian in a dress making fun of a woman, being a caricature of a woman. I think Terry Crews being big, Black, and buff, to me, that's a way worse image, in my opinion, than a skinny comedian in a fucking dress who's trying to be funny.
Like, this is my issue with the comments about Dave Chappelle, you know, and the issue with his material now. It was all well and good when he was talking about niggas, though. When he was making fun of Black people, ain't nobody really said anything, you know what I mean? And he said a number of things, you know what I mean? You know, he poked fun a lot at Black culture and so on, and it was hilarious. It wasn't that hilarious when he stopped doing too much of that and started, you know, pulling everyone else into the fray. That's when things started getting real uncomfortable. People need to really pay attention to that. When you're a Black comedian and the butt of the joke. As a matter of fact, I got into a conversation with someone about this. When you're a Black comedian and your shtick is the butt of the that Black people is the butt of the joke, 9 times out of 10 you're going to have some success to some degree. You know what I mean? Some attention, because there is a school of white people who will not be laughing with you. They'll be laughing at you. Now, I got into a conversation with a brother about this, you know what I mean? Because he had an issue with him, you know, making fun of trans people. I was like, wait, but I asked him, I was like, wait, let me ask you something. Nobody said nothing when he was really, you know what I mean, making us the butt of the joke. And you know what he said? He said, well, it's a different thing when you're talking about a community that you're actually from. And then I said, oh, so you mean it'd be funny if he was a trans person making trans jokes? And that's when he was like, yeah, now you're looking like a fucking moron because you put yourself in a fucking corner and didn't realize you just gave me an argument. Because you didn't really sit down. Like I tell y'all a lot of times, idiots open their mouths before they really think about what the fuck they're saying and really analyzing the entire scope of a fucking argument. So I say that to say this, you know what I mean? When Dave Chappelle had us as the butt of the joke, he was funny. When that wasn't the case, all of a sudden people started picking his situation and his comedy apart. Anyway, go ahead.
And you're talking about white people started picking them apart.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
I just wanted to be clear. So let me share the screen really quickly. And I think I've played this here before, but this to me turned my stomach. This to me turned my stomach. I'm sorry.
And to your point, Haran, Steve uses that same method to make fun of Black people, and
yes.
I guess I haven't heard enough of Dave Chappelle making fun of white people to understand who's offended, because I always thought that in the past,
the
LGBT white people.
Yeah, remember I told you that's a.
Okay. So you're not talking about you're talking about the LGBT.
But they're an extension. I always tell you on this show that is an extension.
I know. Well, because I was mistaken it that he was saying that white people were complaining about Dave Chappelle telling jokes about white people, which I always thought was totally opposite. I always thought Black comedians could go and talk about white people, where white comedians would kind of, because of the situation, you really can't. You can't do the same thing back.
This is exhibit A of why I say what I say, right? Because this is the perfect example of that, right? How the LGBT community uses that as an extension of white supremacy, right? And so you can't talk about that. You can't talk about us, right? So it's like them, not me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Well, to your point,
look, because that, just to clear it up, long story short, Chappelle has made fun of regular white people. You're absolutely right, No Saint. A lot of Black comedians do. However, when he veered into trans people, white trans people raised hell and the devil, right? White trans people are off limits. So he could talk about white people all day and white people being corny all day and weird and Karens and all of that shit. But soon as he veered into transgender people, the white trans community, not even the Black trans community, they hopped on later because it's like, ooh, clout. But the white trans community came for his ass.
And you see, here's how most Black people, 95% of Black people are behaving like the broken bucks like they mostly are, is that in this space, when we're talking about the LGBTQ community, most Black people only go after Black gays.
That's all.
They never go after white gays. And the LGBTQ community has power because white men are involved.
Right. So it's the same like heterosexual people. Black people, heterosexual, only go after Black people. I always say that they move like crabs. They never go up. They move like crabs.
Like some people in the comments talk about, Black dudes are zesty. There's a lot of zesty white dudes too. You ain't talking about them though. Because you wouldn't dare do that because there's a consequence attached to it. There's no consequence for you to, beat on a Black gay person. When's the last time you heard about Black people beating on a fucking white gay person?
Right.
When's the last time you heard about a bunch of Black people fucking up some gay white boys or gay or killing? I've never heard in my life about a white trans woman killed by a Black person. I've never heard that in my life.
Yeah, and the sad
thing is, here it is real quick. This right here, I was like, ugh.
My wings are buzzing. Let's get this day going.
Aren't you,
Kevin? Can we have a man-to-man beat talk? You got a big day today. Missing the bus, math pop quiz, awkwardly asking Lisa out.
What?
So let's get her going with Big Honey Crunch. You hear that? That's Kevin crunching the day. Honeycomb!
That motherfucker literally looked like he could push a truck with one arm. And he's in there dressed up like a fucking honeybee. What the fuck is that?
You missed that.
Right.
And the honeycomb medallion. Like, come on.
Did you see the iced out
Well,
medallion?
it looked like a minstrel, part of a minstrel show or
Yes.
something shamble. Like
Yes.
on top of your dress like a bee, acting like a bee, they give you the big gold like what white person sat there? You know, would it really be funny if we give them a honeycomb chain like them rappers do? Yeah,
Right.
let's do that.
I
The
can see that
rappers-
right now.
And he walked in, looked at the rope chain, and put it on. He put it on. Right? And here's where it gets conflated, in my opinion, where people conflate. My issue is not a man being seen as feminine, right? Because I can separate gay, right? Gay is its own island. But a man who is heterosexual, who presents as heterosexual, who's big, black, and has a presence of strength, acting like that, I have an issue with. Do people understand that those are two separate things? Gay people are, it's a whole other situation. But people conflate and they're like, oh, look at him acting like a woman. That's not the issue.
No, but Jen, I'm gonna take it a step further. Because just in case they don't understand, because I feel that same way. And on the flip side, I'm equally as annoyed when I see somebody who is the opposite trying to pretend like they're Terry Crews. It's the same shit for me, right? I just feel like, and this keeps us on our topic, that's what I see a lot of Black men do, right? Like all Black men feel like they have to be an alpha or at least play one.
Mm.
This is like one of the biggest reasons I wanted my brother to leave Atlanta when he graduated high school this year. Because I was like, hold up, I already know how it goes down there, right? And it's that's pushed. Basically what I just said is heavily pushed. And I was like, and that's just not who he is, right? He's not masculine, he's not feminine, he's right in the middle, right? So I don't want him to have that pressure. I don't want him to have that pressure and then start doing all these things that he feel like he needs to do because he's supposed to be this tough guy. Like, that's not cool. But yeah, that is a big thing. And then if you live in the hood, come the fuck on.
So, ladies, can I ask you a question? If you was digging a dude, you know what I mean, and he was in the business one day, and then you caught a commercial of him break dancing on some honeybee shit, making sure James got his breakfast, you wouldn't look at him differently if he was a dancing honeybee?
Well,
would you look at him differently?
You know my answer. I mean, I make
so
no sense.
Then you break up with the motherfucker right after you finish watching the commercial.
Yeah, because I don't know how you made it in my house in the first damn place. I already told you, but I like it.
I mean, but you know, it's a job. It's a job.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He trying to move up the ranks. The man trying to build that IDB, man. That man trying to, trying to build that resume.
You can keep. You know what? You'll build it better without me. You'll build it better without me.
The moment he came through that door, I look at him, man. You better dance your ass up out my motherfucking house.
Right. I'm out of here.
Motherfucking honeycomb with you.
I just no, I can't unsee it. But I know, listen, this is the thing. I'm a hypocrite. So I fight for people's rights, right? To be with whoever you want to be with, right? That includes a feminine man, feminine gay man, feminine straight man, I'm just not attracted to feminine men. So let me have my right, people. Like I'm fighting for your right. Okay, I want my right to be a chauvinist.
So here's another guy. His name used to be Dancing Gorilla. That was the name he gave himself, by the way.
That guy.
Yeah. And then he got so much flack for calling himself a Dancing Gorilla. He changed his name to Big Groove, right? Now, believe it or not, there was a petition on change.org to get this man stricken from TikTok.
I don't know this guy, so I don't know what he knows or what he doesn't know, but I would assume he doesn't know or he hasn't researched the history of, because, Step and Fetch It was kind of forced to do stuff like play that role, right? people were forced to do those things just to, I mean, not forced, but you know what I mean. They're poor. If you're not making a living and suddenly somebody gives you a role and you're making 10 times what you can make, you know, like the lady in Gone with the Wind, I can play a maid or I can be a maid. You know what I mean? The lady from Gone with the Wind that won the Oscar. I can't remember her name right offhand, but so we're in 2020, whenever 22, 23, 24, whenever that was made. And it looks so bad. I mean, when they're eating that pizza and it's just like, wow, man. It's for a white guy to see a black guy do that is
you
just
see that image of it's like the watermelon shit that you used to see the cartoons.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like,
yeah.
I later on in life when I saw, like, you know, as a kid, when you see it, you're not thinking anything. But when I saw it and I understood what that was, and I was like, holy shit, these cartoons are racist as fuck. You know, they were racist people making these cartoons. I can't believe that was allowed. And so to see these guys, and him in particular, both of them, both the guys in the beginning, do that stuff is just like, wow, man, they just really, you don't have to.
And they volunteer for it. This is not him doing it because, and even then it wouldn't have been good, but it's not like someone's got a check ready for him.
Right.
This is a social media account.
Yes.
Dave said that while he was working out some skits for the final season before he left and just left it for what it was. I believe he said that he was in the middle of a particular skit and he didn't like a particular sound of a tone of a laugh that he got from a white person who was in the crew. And he said he was dressed up. I guess he was dressed up like a fairy granting wishes or some shit like that. And he said the tone of the laugh didn't sound like the person was laughing with him or even laughing at the joke. They were laughing at him. And people can tell the difference. You know when a motherfucker's laughing at you.
You said Dave Chappelle?
Yes, Dave Chappelle. He said when he left, that's when he realized that, hold up, I'm a minstrel show now.
Yeah.
That's when he started looking.
Katt Williams was going to go into that, and they didn't go into it. I was so wanting to hear, because people don't know the real story about why he left. It sounds like, Haran, you got some background on it.
Oh, yeah. You know, I mean, a couple of people told me, and I remember in a magazine him mentioning it. Like, you know, behind the scenes, people were saying, like, you know, that was one of the reasons. Like, he didn't want to become a joke.
Mm-hmm.
A joke. There's a difference between being a comedian and being a joke.
Terry Crews is a joke.
Yes, Terry Crews is a joke. Michael Blackson is a joke.
All these comedians that responded turned out to be a joke today. None of them were funny.
But speaking of watermelon, let me show you something else. Now, this lady is super famous on TikTok. In the video I'm about to show you, her entire gallery of videos is exactly what I'm about to show you. Her entire gallery.
The race to the bottom.
One shot of hot sauce. Just one tiny taste.
So her entire TikTok is just eating watermelon, acting just like that. And she has millions of followers and millions of like dummy pages, like people that have taken her content and make other pages with it, right? So in my opinion, going back to Black men and masculinity, I think those images are 100 times more damaging. This is 2023. So while you have people on this side fighting for reparations, then you have people on that side saying, let's stop going into the past about shit. We're successful. We're doctors and lawyers and presidents and moguls and billionaires, right? You have people like that, right? So that's what I said. We have a long way to go. like a long
My
way to
my
go.
only
Who truly is the biggest enemy of Black men?
my only gripe is that I don't think there is an agenda. An agenda implies as if there's some sort of fight. There's no fight. A lot of Black men are very docile around white people. They're very broken, as I've said before. You know what I mean? I've seen brothers actually the tones of their voices change around Black men around white men of a particular stance. They don't really stand against the white power structure as much as they should. They go after, you know what I mean, deers and cages, such as immigrants. As you say, they attack sideways. They never really truly attack, you know what I mean, the actual culprit. You know, so if you're behaving that way, why is there a need for an agenda? And quiet is kept. You know what I mean? You know, a lot of the guys you see in hip hop who played that tough guy role, a lot of them niggas sat on a lot of laps. They sat on a lot of laps, and you know they allowed themselves to be entered by other men. So don't assume that just because they're presenting to you that there's just some sort of tough guy, that these dudes ain't sweet and they ain't the girlfriend on some fucking CEO. And that's a lot of motherfuckers in rap.
And not just that, like someone said anything for likes and views, right? So you see what people are doing for likes and views. So you waving a check in front of somebody's face who probably don't have food money or gas money and really want to be in this industry, and you think they're not gonna give up the ass, male or female? Come on now.
Yeah, it social media, it gives, yeah, it is bad, because I saw something the other day where there was a guy that caught a bass in a lake, cut it open, it had tapeworms, and you can fry the tapeworms out of it or whatever. So he fried it, but then he put it up against the fish that had tapeworms and then ate it and got tapeworms, and then documented having tapeworms on TikTok or whatever it was. And I'm just like, people will do these things no matter how insane it is to get those likes. And I don't know. It's like, I wish the whole watermelon thing would go away, because I love watermelon. I love watermelon, you know, and
you're not going to outlive that stereotype, sir.
But it's just sad, because it makes, yeah, it's like, I probably told the story before, but when I was at doing my national registry at a 2-week course, and I was staying with a chief that was a Black guy, and I couldn't offer him watermelon, because the first day I had a watermelon and I wanted to offer him some, but I couldn't, because I felt like I was like, you know, in the middle. And then like after we got to, you know each other a little bit, and we talked about it, I was like, man, I just got to tell you, I wanted to share it with you. I snuck it to my room because I didn't want to be rude, but I didn't want to also bring it up because of that stupid stereotype, you know? And I just wish it would go away. But anyway.
It's how it is. I mean, I think we all go through those things. There's been times I wanted to do something like, oh, that's going to look like this. Okay.
Right.
I'm just good. I'm good.
Well, absolutely. I mean, I've been at many a company function. There was a plate full of fucking fried chicken. I'd be damned if I was going to be the first Black man to grab my hand.
Damn.
While there's a 2-liter watermelon fruit punch, you know what I mean, standing next to it. I wasn't going to do that.
He said the same thing. He was a firefighter. He was in a bunch of white guy firefighters. Hey man, you want some watermelon? He's like, nope.
See, I don't eat watermelon, but my ass is gonna be the first one picking up the fried chicken. I'm always the greedy bitch at the crab table. I'm always her.
It's stupid. That's that, because I bring so much fried chicken here. I maybe I should check my DNA again. Supposedly.
That's hilarious.
James Oko, thank you for the super chat. James Oko says, what do you think about Katt's explaining national?
No, rationale. I think that's rationale. He means.
Okay. What do you think about Katt's explaining rationale of why Wanda Smith got canceled? Drop link. why she got canceled. Wanda got canceled.
I just remember she got fired from the radio station.
She got fired from the radio station because she brought her husband over there to fucking kill Katt. Man.
That's what it was. Yeah,
he showed up with a gun.
That's what it was.
So she got fired behind that. They didn't keep her after.
Yep, I remember. Yep, that's what it was. Yep,
she got fired after that.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yeah, she told her husband, dude showed up with a gun. You know what I mean? Big dude showed up with a gun. You know what I mean? You know, and it turned into another thing. And
you know what's so interesting? I had left a comment on something to do with that whole Wanda situation, and this is how Katt Williams is just creating all, you know, this dust up of things even from way back when, right? I left this comment 276 weeks ago. How many months is that? I don't know. 276.
Yeah,
right.
I don't.
Okay, 276 weeks ago, I left this comment. And I was talking to the guy that works with Wanda. This was 276 weeks ago, okay? It says, why do you persist allowing this woman to persecute comics with her biased, nasty disposition? Corey Holcomb went on air and echoed the sentiments of many comedians and listeners of V103. The comments under Corey's video are people unanimously co-signing with actual events of negative run-ins they've had with Wanda. It seems the question should now fall on you and V103. Why let her continue when there are hundreds of people who qualify to host a morning show without being a cloud of negativity daily? Don't wait until people realize they can take their business elsewhere, okay? I wrote that 276 weeks ago, and people... What?
It's 5 years ago, by the way.
Okay, well, 1 day ago, a whole bunch of people are liking that comment. 1 day ago. So that means that everything connected to Katt Williams is alive again. Everything. I was like, why are people liking this? Shit is like from it literally says 276 weeks ago. Why is this, you know, dusting up? But it's because Katt Williams, not everybody, he's trending and everybody's searching for shit. But you see, I stood on my square 276 weeks ago, bitch. So you can't tell me I didn't changed, okay?
But Wanda,
as they say, a rising tide raises all ships.
Wanda always gave me what Melissa on Joe Budden gives me, because it gave me favor because Wanda and Frank go back to the Baltimore years.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all that was. Because when I tell you nobody liked Wanda, nobody in Atlanta liked Wanda, nobody. And it was just like, okay, so why is she still there? Because nobody likes this woman. And everyone makes it very abundantly clear. So,
and
this is what we knew about the stories with the comedians. This was just her disposition on the radio.
Well, you see, you see, I said my 2 cents. Welcome to the panel. James Oko, can you clarify what you meant about Katt Williams regarding Wanda, and then we can answer your question?
Yeah, I typed so fast. I meant explanation. So,
okay.
This explanation. Did y'all watch the whole interview?
Yeah, I watched the whole 2 hours, 46 minutes. I have to watch it again. It's that good. But I don't remember verbatim what he said about Wanda because he was addressing so many people. So you could refresh our memories.
Yeah, it's so entertaining, yo. It's so entertaining. Me and my girl watched it last night. I stayed up till like 1 a.m. But what he was saying the reason she got canceled. You sure? So nobody saw what he said about Wanda.
No, we forgot about Wanda. We just don't care about her. That's all. Just go ahead.
Right. Yeah, I was more concerned about the big wigs he was talking about. I don't know. Again, Wanda was 276 weeks ago.
Anyway.
Because she set him up, right? She set him up. She came in one way and then turned on him. Is that why they fired him?
I remember that. I remember him saying that they... No, I remember that. I remember that Wanda approached him at the radio station in the green room and was like, hey, we're not going to talk about this. We're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about this. And then when he sat down for the interview, she literally talked about this, that, and what she said that she wasn't going to talk about. So she basically...
I know what James is talking about, though. She sent her boyfriend with a gun or something after him. Is that what it was?
No, okay. No, that happened. But he was talking about how she pissed off the LGBTQ community. Y'all don't remember any of that?
I do, but like I said,
I remember him. I remember her saying something to that effect. But get to the point, James, please.
Yeah, just, you tell us. You're here. Like, come up and say your piece.
Because we don't care about Wanda.
Yeah, she got canceled because the LGBT community got offended because they were offended that she was using accusations of Katt Williams being gay as a derogatory term against him, and that's why she got canceled. Not because he explained all of this, not because the husband showed up at the club with the gun. Nobody cares about that because he compared that to Chris Rock getting slapped, and he talked about how they don't care that the husband showed up with a gun. They care more about Chris Rock getting slapped. They don't care about me. He said the reason Wanda Smith got canceled is because when they were roasting each other and she was basically insinuating, questioning his sexuality, that the LGBT community in Atlanta got pissed off about that, and that's why she got canceled.
Okay. So
no. Okay, you're conflating things. Okay, I know what you're saying. No. I saw the clip. But I was there when this happened. So I was down there when this happened. So I'm gonna tell you what actually happened. There's two things that happened. Okay, both things are true. What you're saying is true, meaning, okay, a lot of comedians, right, or just people who are in that travel to be on the road, singers and stuff like that, they're already booked, a lot of times for like months at a time or whatever, right? Especially because she was on a hit, the #1 radio station at the time. So basically, after that comment, she got canceled from everything LGBT related. The radio, he wasn't talking about the firing. The firing from the radio was begun. I remember that very clear. So those are two different things. Both are true.
Yeah, well, I was talking about the clip of Katt Williams talking about it in this.
I know what you're talking about. I'm making it clear for you because you're conflating two things. I'm telling you, those are two different things. You're conflating it.
What are your feelings, Lily, about what he said in the interview about that?
Okay, so listen, this is what we're talking about, two different things.
Right, I keep trying to tell
you. No, we're talking about two different things. Katt Williams insinuated that she got fired because of the LGBTQ, not because of him. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Katt Williams said they didn't care about her husband attacking me. She got fired because of the LGBTQ. Those were his words.
Right.
So I think that James wants you to address those were his words.
Right.
Okay.
But what I'm asking you is why was the LGBTQ upset?
It's hard for me to address it because I'm telling you that's not what happened. Like that's my answer. Like what happened is the LGBT canceled her on their own. The radio fired her for the gun incident. Those are two different things. Okay. So he might have taken it that way, but that's not how it went.
Right, but what I'm asking you, Lily, is do you agree with the reason why the LGBTQ canceled her?
Oh, so you just want to come for the LGBT community? Like, just say that.
No,
I keep giving you the answer, but you're not okay with the answer.
You're not listening. I'm literally asking you this. In your opinion, why did the LGBT community cancel her?
Because they can. They've had our consequences.
Why would they be upset with her with that roasting that her and Katt Williams went back and forth in that radio station? Why would the LGBTQ community why were they mad about that?
Well, I wasn't upset, so I don't know. But they got the power to do it. They did it. Right?
Okay, I got you. Yeah, I feel you. Yeah,
no, but wait a minute, James.
Wait, but I just want to throw this in there. Wait, before anybody responds, I want to throw this in there. I pulled up a couple of articles. And the articles of her firing keep saying there was speculation, but it was never officially disclosed why they let her go.
I'm gonna tell you, I know for a fact I was doing a lot of work at that radio station at that time. That's why she was let go. That's why I'm clearing that up. That's why she was let go. Was the gun. That's what it was.
Excuse me, James. Can we for a second entertain that maybe they were upset because the insinuation of his identity was used as a weapon against him, and maybe those people had an issue with that? Because guess what? If a white person did that to you, if a bunch of white people did that about a black person, and they used
if a black woman did it
against that black person, there would be an issue. It's a group of people whose identity is being used as a weapon in order to degrade somebody. And that group of people does have a right to actually have an issue.
Yeah, and I absolutely agree with them. I absolutely agree
So
with
instead of
the
being mad at the
LGBT.
LGBT for
I'm
handing
not mad
out
at them. You're not
consequences,
hearing me.
but like,
You're not hearing me.
no, there's another question. Ask, why don't our community hand out consequences? That's a better question to ask.
No.
That's a more effective question. It's a more solution-based question.
It's a miscommunication. It's a miscommunication, Lily. It's a miscommunication. I'm not mad at the LGBT community.
Maybe you're confused.
Okay, all right. Yeah, okay, all right. Yeah, it just went over. I think it went over head. So it's okay. Don't worry about it. But yeah, as far as I think it's I think he definitely has a point. So let me get this straight. I just want to know this. What is so offensive about what Big Black Gorilla was doing to you, as far as the dancing goes?
Well, I don't. You asking me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I wasn't offended, right? Because he doesn't represent me. However, it is cringe that an adult black male acts like a buffoon, specifically in front of white people. But it's interesting because black people will be the first ones to accuse white people of treating them like less than, like clowns, like a boy, right? They hate those words. It's cringe. Like, treat me like a man. I'm a man. We've even seen movies where black people are saying, I'm a man. I'm not a boy. We've seen that literally verbalized in the dialogue of the film. So when I see a grown man like that, that's supposed to represent strength and leaders of their community, it's fucking cringe. So am I offended? Like, oh, you offended me? No, because I wouldn't fuck with anybody that acts like that, right? However, it is cringe because males are supposed to be leaders of their community. So when you look at a man like that, you can't picture him leading his community. You can't picture him being an effective husband. You can't picture him being an effective father. Can you picture that man raising a boy to be a man jiggling around like that? So to me, it's extremely cringe. Extremely.
Yeah, but it's even more cringe to me with that same boy constantly seeing images. So that's cringe. But that same boy seeing images of black men in dresses aren't cringe. Because we live in a world where apples are oranges and the world is flat.
I didn't say it wasn't cringe.
So that's not cringe.
Can you guys hear me?
So we live,
I want to speak.
So we live in a world where black men being in a dress, every black male's being put in a dress, that's not cringe. But somebody dancing is cringe.
Okay, but here's the thing. Let's not ignore context. Comedians pretend they're all sorts of things, not just women. They don't just throw on dresses, right? They pretend they're all sorts of things. They pretend they're crackheads. They pretend they're women. They pretend they're gay when they're not gay. They pretend they're handicapped. Comedians pretend a lot of shit, right? So let's stay on the context of comedy. Now, I think the problem with the black community to this day is that they cannot accept that homosexuality exists. And it's not race specific. That's really what you're alluding to. It's like you can't accept that black homosexuality exists.
No, I didn't say any of that. I didn't say
No,
any
you
of
didn't say it. You don't have to say it.
You say it, but you're saying
anything I said.
I know. Wait a minute. Wait, James. Wait a minute. Let me finish because you addressed me. So I'm explaining. You addressed me. So to me, a black man who's a comedian in a dress is not cringe to me. A gay black man is not cringe to me because that is what he truly is. So that's not cringe to me at all. That's not cringe to me. But you asked me, so I'm replying to you. That's not cringe to me. The reason why it's cringe to black men, other black men, is because you can't accept that the black homosexuality is a real thing. That's what bothers you. Like,
no, I didn't say
some black men, not all of us.
I didn't say any of that.
Well, I'm going to tell you why you didn't have to say it. Because the other things that you don't bring up is what says it for you. You get what I'm saying? Like the black community hones in mostly on homosexuality or anything queer related, right? But we'll overlook a million other things. So that alone is what you don't say that actually says it for you. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm just saying, I get what you're saying. And by the way, too, like I'm always big enough, if I make a mistake, right, to say, hey, you know, I made a mistake or whatever. So
take the sunglasses off.
Go ahead, James. Just keep going, please.
Yeah, so yesterday, because historically, right, when Dave Chappelle had his little meltdown, they said he was on crack. When Martin had his meltdown, they said he was on drugs. So it has been kind of like a historical
really
way.
was on drugs.
Well, I didn't know. I thought he had a stroke.
He admitted it in his special, a movie special when he came back.
Yeah, he admitted to that shit. He really on drugs.
Run Tell That was the special. And Dave did wear a dress. Howard Stern put him in a dress too. That clip dropped today on Twitter. So there goes that.
Right. So what I'm saying is with Katt Williams, I'm saying that a lot of stuff he said was true yesterday. And I thought the interview was very entertaining, right? And he just went over a myriad of stuff, you know, that I felt was entertaining. I wasn't saying yesterday that he's some hardcore drug addict. I'm just saying he just appeared that way for a second just from his actions. But it's not on me to say he was using drugs. So if I said that or insinuated that, I was kind of wrong about that. You know what I mean? And wrong about what I said, factually wrong about what I said about Whitney Houston, you know, which I regret. I was wrong about that. But yeah, you know, it's funny how to me it just seems like a backwards world where I don't know, just apples are oranges and oranges are apples. Like so somebody dancing is demasculating, but perception
Can
is
I
reality.
speak to that? Can I speak to that? Okay, so.
Oh, wait. Before I want to ask you a question, James. Do you think that the Black community is obsessed with homosexuality? Like obsessed, like they hone in on, and this is why I'm asking a question. Let me elaborate. Boozy, what the fuck is his name? Little Boozy.
Boosie.
Okay, Boosie. So that man, to me, in my opinion, shares the sentiments of most Black people, where he said he went to see The Color Purple and nothing upset him, not the sexual assault, not the abuse of women, nothing, right? In the Black community, wait a minute, pedophilia is not a big deal in the Black community. R. Kelly was vehemently praised and defended, even though he was, you know, sexually assaulting girls as young as 12 years old. Bill Cosby still upheld, defended, even though he was drugging women and sleeping with them, whatever, right? None of that is an issue. Boosie didn't see an issue with sexual assault or anything. However, he was offended when two women were kissing. And that usually is the sentiment of the Black community. Like, you came up here and you want to know why. It's more offensive to you that a Black man is in a dress than a Black man acting like a buffoon in a room full of white people. So I want to ask you, now I'm going to flip the question that you were asking me. Why is it more offensive to you that a comedian is in a dress than a Black man that size acting like a buffoon in a room full of white people? Why is that less cringe? Why is pedophilia less cringe to the Black community?
Yeah, that's just something you said. That's not factual. That's not factual.
Oh, it's not.
That's just something. It's just your opinion.
Oh,
it's just your opinion.
Okay,
my opinion?
So let me say it, Jen, because it's not my opinion. It's my experience. So answer for me. Answer for me. If you can't answer for Jen, that's my experience. That's the reality for every Black person that is queer in this country. So answer for me.
Okay, so I'm gonna answer. I'm gonna answer, right? Black men are a conservative group. They have conservative values. Just like if you see Fox News, white people have. Can y'all hear me? One of my AirPods went dead.
We could hear you, even though your sound is always shit, James. We could hear you. Uncover your. Are you holding your phone by the microphone?
No. It's just one of my AirPods went dead, but y'all still can't hear me, right?
Yeah, we can hear you. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so black men are allowed to be conservative, no matter what anybody thinks. Just like if you turn on Fox News, they don't like that stuff too much either, and they're white. Okay, so the religious community is generally conservative, and black men have the right to have conservative values if they want. If you want to call it homophobia, that's what you want to call it. That's like you saying every church is homophobic. No, they just have conservative values.
Okay, so
No,
let
but
me
on the flip side of
wait,
that, they're not allowed to have liberal
wait,
values.
let me respond. Hold on, let me respond. So I think you're confused. I don't have a problem with anybody having conservative values. Black men, they can be conservative. You didn't hear what I said. In terms of conservative values, they only obsess over homosexuality. They don't care about pedophilia. They don't care about pedophilia. They defend they defend the pedophiles in their community. So you're only conservative. Black men are only conservative, right? When it comes to homosexuality, pedophilia, not that big a deal. And I want you to answer that. Why does conservative only mean, fuck those gay people over there? Why does conservatism only mean that? Why don't you care about pedophilia? Why didn't Boosie care about pedophilia and sexual assault? Why do so many black men share the same sentiments that the sexual assault of a child is not as big a deal as a black man in a dress? Can you address that without deflecting or pretending that it doesn't happen?
Right, sure.
Okay.
The idea that black men don't care about pedophilia is an opinion that lives in your head.
Okay, no.
Don't do that.
Okay, no, don't. Let's not be intellectually ridiculous. I'm not even going to say dishonest. Let's not be intellectually ridiculous. Right now, if you go on Facebook and say free R. Kelly, there will be hundreds of men rationalizing why he should be free. There would be hundreds of black men saying, I still play his music. I don't give a fuck. I'm still stepping in the name of love. That happens repeatedly to this day. I just blocked the motherfucker like last week because, by the way, I'm still playing R. Kelly. You defend the pedophiles in your community. You uphold them. Yet if a black man is in a dress, there's an issue. It's not in my imagination. You think I can't see and write and hear?
Are you serious, James? You're saying
I'm gonna defend James.
Kelly's not still being held to a high regard in the black community. That's what you're saying, R. Kelly.
You don't care about
No.
That's what you're saying.
Are you saying that, James? Are you saying that? This is a yes or no question. You're dancing around this. Are you saying that black people still don't hold R. Kelly in high regard, even though repeatedly over years it has been proven, insinuated, shown, allegated that this man is a pedophile?
No, they don't hold him in a high regard. No.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Okay, so James, is that
They
what you want
don't
to do?
they hold his music in a high regard.
So you don't have to answer.
This is why we can't have these conversations, man.
That's
They hold his music in a high regard.
So there's 3 black men on the panel, right? Hold up your hand if you support pedophilia.
You're the only one that's deflecting. They're answering honestly.
We're talking about a majority. We're talking about a wide number of people. We're not talking about 3 or 4 motherfuckers.
Wait a minute, though.
That's your fucking ice cream.
The majority of black men
stop doing that. Do not do that. It's not slick. It's actually embarrassing.
Yes,
so you telling me the majority of black people support pedophilia?
No, I don't believe that.
No, he didn't say that, man.
Yes,
she's basically asking you. She's basically asking you this one thing: black people do not go as hard on the subject of pedophilia in the community when it involves an older man and an underage girl.
Can I say something to that?
Community is a man, an older man, fucking with a little boy. That's pedophilia in the black community. I've seen black women come to the aid of many an older man, who's dating an underage girl and saying, "Oh, my grandmama met my granddaddy when she was 14." Oh, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. And if you are sitting here and you are going to tell me with all your fucking sunglass rage and stupidity that you've never heard that shit before, you, sir, are a fucking disgrace. Are you saying to me here, with all your bold face, that you've never heard that before? if you've never seen an older man who's dating a younger woman, that be excused in the Black community?
If she's over 18, that's not pedophilia.
Stop lying, man. Like, what the
You
fuck?
know what?
Why are you
Hey,
lying?
can I say something to that, please?
Christ, man.
Not only in the Black community, but I'll say for the most part, when you got a Floyd Mayweather who's 47 dating a 19-year-old, I'm sorry, that's pedophilia sentiments, you know? I watched the Simone Biles and the Justin Love, because I'm a Packer fan, and I heard how Jen spoke about the young guy, Owen. She was like, not in a sexual way, he's a cute boy, but only in the, you know, with most American culture, we accept that shit. 47-year-olds dating 19-year-olds. That ain't cool to me. I think that's signs for pedophilia.
I've seen you dudes up here actually support women who fuck with underage boys.
I don't support
that shit, man. And here's the thing. I think this is from a Black man. I think the dress is cringe as fuck. Because, you know, also I also think it's cringe. Black men complaining about their issues and arguing with women. I think that's cringe as fucking fuck. Wanting to have the same benefits women have due to double standards, I think that's cringe as fuck. I think a number of things and a number of manners in which Black men carry themselves is cringe as fuck. But the fact that this brother actually sat here and behaved oblivious and is sitting here behaving as if he does not know what we're discussing and we're not referencing to is insulting. He's insulting our intelligence.
I understand what you're saying, but now we're conflating because you know good and goddamn well no man is going to be in a foxhole in a B uniform. You know good and goddamn well.
Not. I was being funny.
No man.
I was actually being funny. However, but you understand what I'm saying, Jen. You understand where I'm standing with this.
No, I don't. No. And here's why I don't. Here's why I don't, and why I don't like it personally. I'm just speaking for me. I'm not speaking for anybody else on the panel. The reason why I don't like it is because you equate it. It is synonymous with villainizing homosexuality. That's why I have an issue with it. When you attack a comedian who is in a fucking dress, what you're really attacking is homosexuality. That's what you're attacking. The femininity of Black men. And what I told James was Black men cannot accept that Black gay men exist. For some reason, it's a fucking thorn in your ass that you cannot accept it to the point where seeing a Black man in a dress that has nothing to do with you perturbs you.
For me, no, that's not the same thing for me.
You're lying, Aran, then you're lying because you're equating a Black man in a dress to femininity, which connects
because in a dress, I see a woman in a dress. I don't see a man in a dress. That's just
why?
Regardless of sexuality.
That's a lie. You're fucking lying.
No, I see a woman in a dress. If come on, man, if I go to the department store and I see a beautiful ballroom dress, am I thinking to myself, I'm like, wow, how does Terry Crews look in this? No, I'm thinking, okay, how does Halle Berry look in this? How does a woman look in that dress?
Take them skates off, Haran. Take them skates off, Haran. You're skating. You're skating. Now you're saying when you see a beautiful gown, you don't picture Terry Crews. Nobody's even fucking thinking about that. You're deflecting. What I said was when a Black man is in a dress, other Black men think it's synonymous with homosexuality. That is your real issue. That is the issue.
Not my real issue.
Yes, it is, Haran. When you do that, you villainize gay Black men who exist, whether you like it or not.
That's not villainizing them, man. I don't villainize them.
Villainize
them. Oh,
I'm leaving.
I villainize the ones that are wearing slides. That's the ones I villainize.
Jay-Z fucking wears slides. Is he unproductive? Like,
no, we're not talking about Jay-Z though. We're talking about this is literally what I see when I'm walking in a Home Depot to grab material. and I gotta get gas from a gas station. I'm seeing a black man at the gas station, literally in slides, basketball shorts, a wife beater, buying some backwoods or Black and Mild, not being productive. I'd rather see a black man wearing a dress. At least they getting money and being productive for themselves, or at least a community.
That's absolutely ridiculous. That brother could actually literally be a software engineer who works from fucking home, and you caught the motherfucker on a fucking gas station run. What the fuck are you talking about?
And Haran, the
That's
comedian,
a part of our, but look, that's our image by default when they show that.
Like even Adam Hearn was like, "Nah, dog, that ain't it." Like, come on. What are you saying?
So, hey, Haran, when you go out, do you wear slides everywhere you go?
No, I wear sneakers.
What happens if you got to get down or anything?
No, I'm just a New Yorker. I'm either in sneakers or Timberlands. I'm a fucking New Yorker.
Okay, then. Exactly. So if you have to get in a foxhole with somebody, would you rather get in a foxhole with somebody wearing a dress or slides?
Hold on a fucking minute. None of you motherfuckers are getting in a foxhole. What is wrong with y'all? Y'all will never be in a fucking foxhole. Are you fucking?
I'm losing my shit, yo.
What is wrong with y'all? now we're getting crazy on this fucking planet. You were in a foxhole. You wouldn't go anywhere fucking near a foxhole.
I actually work in them. I work in a mine.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
You been in a real
Holy
foxhole,
shit.
right?
The only guy here that's been in a foxhole wears fucking flip-flops.
And thongs. And thongs.
Yo.
And
Yo. Oh, don't worry, hold
So, bringing it back to the topic.
Oh my fucking God.
What the fuck is going on tonight? What is happening? I'll say this, and we could fucking end it after this. I will say this. I am of the opinion. I think that Black men are held to an unfair standard regarding masculinity. And I want to add the ones who are perpetuating it and the ones that do them the worst are other Black men.
Because we didn't set a standard.
Y'all are on each other's necks. I don't give a fuck. So what? You didn't set the standard. That's a fucking excuse.
No, I'm not saying that as I'm not saying it as an excuse. I'm saying because we never stepped up to the plate of being real men. Culturally, out here, like, this is what I see every day. I'm 31 years old, and I see literally Black men older than me fucking it off, making it harder for people like me who actually want to be productive and set the standard. And I get looked at crazy because you got people from Haran's generation or No Saints generation. They fucked it up for us already.
Oh, so
I see more of them. Huh?
I'm the reason why you niggas ain't shit.
No. I'm saying people from like Generation X fucked it off.
I fucked off with what?
I said people.
What did we do?
I also named No Saints generation. Like it's you guys.
No, you motherfuckers just ain't shit on your own.
You said I wear Timberlands and sneakers.
It's not this is why I don't like when people say the Black community, right? Being a fuck up is not a group sport, sir.
It really ain't.
It's not a group sport.
It's good. I'm gravy.
I am too, though. I am too.
You know, my generation, we're pretty good. Y'all fucked up.
No, y'all was the one that was getting mass incarcerated.
Yeah,
okay, so Adam Hearn.
A number of us were also the ones who actually graduated college, who actually got actual, you know what I mean, jobs in trades and so on and so forth.
Okay, you but my generation, you
motherfuckers want to be rappers. Okay,
no, rap is dead to us now.
They actually wanted to be something. You motherfuckers argue about coffee dates. You motherfuckers are virgins till you're 40. You motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I can go down the list.
What are we doing?
No.
I mean, he brought it up.
Listen,
Like,
it's natural
Okay,
for the
okay,
younger
then hey,
generation
let
of
me bring
millennials.
up y'all flaws in, because I'll really name them off.
I'm blaming generation, the greatest, not the greatest generation.
the boomers.
The boomers.
I'm blaming the
The boomers really fucking up for everybody. The fucking grubby.
They fucking up the country right now.
Motherfuckers. Anyway, go ahead.
I'm blaming Trump. So thank you, Adam Hearn, for the super chat. Adam Hearn says, go to Ukraine or Iraq, and they shooting with slides and tracks people.
Once again, that does not pertain to America. I bet you they ain't got no 40 ounce or no blunt in their hand doing it either.
What in the white supremacy is going on here?
That's not white supremacy. That's reality.
Can we just wrap this up? Because this is going somewhere I don't know.
Okay, so can we get last thoughts on this? And fuck all of y'all, because nobody was hearing my fucking plight, right? And how I fucking want y'all to get off the fucking necks of black men. Y'all are just villainizing fucking homosexuality at every fucking turn, and you dress it up all kind of fucking ways. You dress it up. No, it's because I'd rather see Hallie in a gown. No, that's not the real. You dress it up every fucking which way you like, but it's really your issue with homosexuality. That's your fucking issue. So to hell with all of y'all. I don't care. I'm gonna make my own little picket sign by myself.
Can I give one little trinket about why?
This is what I
Hold
say.
on, Lily, go ahead.
Homosexuals have been uncomfortable for a long ass time. Welcome to the party.
Now it's a party.
Now it's a party. We can be uncomfortable together.
Woo! Everybody fucking uncomfortable. I'll bring the pegs, Lily.
Right. I'll bring all the dresses for everyone. You get a dress. You get a dress. You get two, sir. You get a dress. You get a dress. No,
everybody.
Get some songs.
Hey, now when you brung up the gorilla muscle guy, the reason why he started doing that is because from the eating videos, he got into it with Tariq Nasheed, and the reason why they wanted to cancel him is because I'm Trinidadian and that guy is Jamaican, and I remember when Tariq was saying this guy is non-FBA, this guy is non-FBA, this guy is non-FBA. And that girl that you showed that was eating the watermelon with the hot sauce, they started doing those on purpose just to get at Black Americans because they do understand the history about them. However, they were just trolling them online. That's where a lot of that started to come from.
They were trying to get at Black Americans.
Yeah, when that whole diaspora stuff was going on.
I need to correct something. He's not Jamaican. He's Haitian. I made sure.
Okay.
Oh, okay. My bad. Well, I get it though. Tariq was saying they smelled like cheetah or Africans and stuff. So, and I'm Trinidadian. And I called him.
And Tariq smells like the white women who live in his house. Okay.
Yeah.
Tariq smells like white women he supports with black money. That's what Tariq Nasheed smells like. Caucasian. That's what he smells like. His children also smell Caucasian. That's what he smells like. So he should not be worried.
Potato salad all in
he smells like fucking potato salad and raisins. He should not be worried about what anyone else smells like outside of his house. Okay.
Or talking about hairlines either, because he spray paints his.
All right, guys. On that fucking note, we are out of here. This was colorful. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna keep talking about this. All right. Fuck y'all.
Hey, did you guys see Shannon Sharpe addressed it too?
Addressed what?
All the backlash he's getting from the whole Katt Williams interview. He said,
I saw a little bit of it. It's the best thing that's ever happened to him. He's bullshitting. Whatever he's talking about is bullshit. This is the best thing that's ever happened to Shannon Sharpe.
You can't pay for that kind of press. Trust me on that.
Oh, yes.
Well, no, he's big. I won't say that about Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe is doing numbers. He made Fox Sports 1, and he pretty much brought ESPN back from the dead.
Okay, good night. All right, guys. So we are out of here. Thank you so much. Hit that like and subscribe on your way out. You want to support the show? Cash App on the block with Jen. We will be back tomorrow, and I'm gonna keep fighting the good fight. Fuck y'all. I'll be by myself, my little rainbow flag. Fuck all of y'all. I'm gonna keep talking about this shit. We will see y'all tomorrow. Thank you for joining us tonight. Woo! I'm sweating in this bitch. And Haran, I'm gonna get Haran a dress, a polka dot one.
Just all right.
Good night. Shit. Again, hit that like and subscribe on your way out for mama. This was colorful. Thank you, chat, so much for holding me down. Thank you for the super chats. Cash App on the block with Jen if you want to support the show. We will see you tomorrow. Don't forget, you can suggest a topic. We've been writing this Katt Williams thing, and we will continue to do so. I mean, it gets juicier and juicier by the day. But if you have a suggestion for a topic, on the block with Jen at Gmail. And don't forget, follow us all on Instagram. We will see you mañana. Good night.